That this girl is one of the best young talents in tennis. I told you she's got the popularity of a rock star around the world. There's people all over the Philippines going crazy because she has beaten Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, on the centre court with a quite fantastic performance.
Well, it was great for me to see her live and being up close and personal, and I was so impressed with her. What I was impressed with was her mental fortitude, her strength, her mentality. She was the one who looked like she had the 6 major titles. It wasn't Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek was anxious.
Imagine traveling to England expecting nothing more than a tennis match, only to find yourself in what felt like a royal celebration. That is exactly what it seemed like for Alex Eala as English fans erupted in cheers every time she stepped onto court, creating an atmosphere unlike anything anyone had anticipated. The excitement only intensified as rumors spread that the king had allegedly come to support the event, adding another layer of intrigue to an already unforgettable occasion. The energy inside the venue was electric, leaving spectators wondering what made this moment so extraordinary. Why had Alex Eala captured the hearts of so many English fans? And what exactly happened next that continues to have everyone talking long after the event ended?
To describe it, I mean, I'm into the second week of a slam and it's amazing for me. Iga is a phenomenal player and a really nice person. So I'm really grateful to be able to share center court with her at Wimbledon nonetheless. I'm really emotional. And maybe for someone like Iga, who has won so many slams, or maybe someone like Serena or Venus, this achievement may seem small, but for someone who grew up in the Philippines and...
What does it take to turn an entire Wimbledon crowd into your biggest supporters? For Alex Eala, the answer was not celebrity status, a collection of Grand Slam trophies, or years of dominating the sport. Instead, it was fearless tennis, unwavering confidence, and a performance so breathtaking that one of the game's greatest champions simply had no answer. From the very beginning, Alex Eala stunned the tennis world by defeating Iga Swiatek in straight sets. With that remarkable victory, she became the first Filipino singles player, male or female, to reach the second week of Wimbledon, marking a historic milestone for Philippine tennis. The Filipino community rallied behind Alex Eala every step of the way, making the achievement even more meaningful. Fans celebrated not only the victory itself, but what it represented for an entire nation. Many observers also felt that Iga Swiatek struggled mentally during the match. The opening set tiebreak was incredibly intense, and after losing it, she appeared to lose her momentum. Alex, meanwhile, remained composed, aggressive, and confident from start to finish, refusing to let the opportunity slip away. By the time the final point was played, center court was no longer offering polite applause. Instead, it erupted with deafening cheers for the young Filipina who had just rewritten history in front of millions of viewers around the world. There is something magical about Wimbledon that cannot be measured by statistics alone, and the way Alex Eala approached this match perfectly captured that spirit. Her confidence was impossible to ignore, while her incredible movement, ability to stay low, and fearless winners left fans and commentators in awe. Despite carrying the hopes and expectations of an incredibly passionate fan base, she embraced the pressure and delivered a performance that was nothing short of extraordinary. It was an utterly well-deserved victory and another unforgettable chapter in her remarkable journey. She earned the victory despite visibly stretching her legs throughout the match, showing that she was battling through physical discomfort. The opening set was especially dramatic, going all the way to a tense tiebreak that swung back and forth with incredible intensity. Every point carried enormous pressure, and both players fought relentlessly, making it one of the most thrilling stretches of tennis in the tournament. The oldest tennis tournament in the world has witnessed countless legends walk across its perfectly manicured grass courts. Yet every so often, Wimbledon reminds everyone why sports remain so unpredictable. Sometimes it takes just one extraordinary performance to change an athlete's career forever. And this year's tournament may have delivered exactly that through Alexandra Eala. She has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexandra Eala is here, and she is here to compete with the very best. Today, she recorded the biggest victory of her career, shattering multiple records in the process. By defeating defending champion Iga Swiatek in straight sets during her center court debut, she became the first Filipino singles player in history to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. Let that sink in. This is a truly historic achievement for Alexandra Eala. Everything about Eala reflects the qualities that make great champions so captivating. Her grit, determination, and fearless style of play have drawn more and more fans to watch her compete. For years, tennis followers had heard whispers about a gifted young player from the Philippines with exceptional court awareness, outstanding left-handed shot making, and a mindset that never seemed intimidated by the biggest names in the sport. Those whispers gradually grew louder after she developed at the renowned Rafa Nadal Academy, where discipline became second nature and competing against elite players was simply part of everyday life. Even with all that potential, very few people imagined that Wimbledon would become the stage where Alexandra Eala would announce herself to the world in such spectacular fashion. Then came the draw, and suddenly the mountain standing in front of Alexandra Eala looked almost impossible to climb. Waiting on the other side of the net was defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek, a player whose remarkable resume had already established her as one of the defining stars of her generation. Most predictions centered on how long Eala could keep the match competitive before experience and pedigree eventually took over. Tennis analysts praised Swiatek's consistency, championship mentality, and ability to handle pressure on the biggest stages. Meanwhile, Alexandra Eala quietly prepared as though she had never received a memo that she was supposed to lose. If there's one lesson sports fans should have learned by now, it is that rankings never hit the ball. The story became even more remarkable when people remember their connection from just a few years earlier. At her graduation from the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, it was none other than Iga Swiatek who presented Alexandra Eala with her diploma. Now, only 3 years later, the 21-year-old had defeated that same reigning champion in the third round of Wimbledon. Reflecting on that unforgettable graduation day, Eala recalled how excited she'd been because the Academy traditionally invited a special guest athlete to celebrate with the graduates. That year, the guest was Iga Swiatek. Alexandra remembered hoping they would bring someone special, and when Swiatek arrived, she was thrilled. The champion even celebrated alongside the graduates, making the occasion one she would never forget. Looking back now, it is almost unbelievable to see how dramatically their journeys have crossed in such a short period. From the opening games of their Wimbledon encounter, Alexandra Eala refused to retreat behind the baseline. Instead, she took the initiative at every opportunity, dictating rallies and forcing the defending champion into uncomfortable positions. Rather than showing signs of nervousness, she displayed remarkable composure, played with the confidence of someone competing on her favorite neighborhood court instead of the most famous tennis court in the world. The crowd noticed almost immediately. Wimbledon spectators have witnessed greatness for generations, and perhaps that is exactly why they appreciate fearless underdogs. Every aggressive forehand from Alexandra Eala drew louder applause, while every perfectly timed passing shot brought more fans to their feet. Even neutral spectators gradually found themselves cheering for the young Filipina because there is something universally inspiring about watching someone pursue a dream without fear. As the match unfolded, the atmosphere inside center court became increasingly electric, with every point carrying the feeling that history might be about to unfold. That unforgettable first set was a battle of determination and nerve. Every game carried enormous significance because neither player was willing to blink first. Iga Swiatek fought with the resilience expected of a defending champion, while Alexandra Eala matched her shot for shot with remarkable maturity and composure. Eventually, the set was decided by a dramatic tiebreak that felt more like a Wimbledon final than a third-round encounter. When Eala captured the opening set 7-6 after an incredible tiebreak, center court erupted in celebration. In that moment, the impossible no longer seemed impossible. The defending champion was no longer firmly in control, and the young challenger had found something even more powerful than momentum. She had found belief. That confidence completely transformed the second set. Many observers described it as one of the finest displays of tennis seen throughout the championships. What impressed analysts most was not just Eala's shot-making, but her tactical intelligence. She played with a clear game plan, making smart adjustments throughout the match and executing them with remarkable precision. Her well-placed body serves, wide serves that pulled her opponent off the court, and fearless attacking tennis kept Swiatek under constant pressure. Alexandra Eala was no longer simply reacting to the defending champion. She was dictating the match on one of the biggest stages in the sport. Another key to Alexandra Eala's success was the way she stepped well inside the baseline on her opponent's second serve, immediately taking control of the return and putting herself on the front foot. She played with complete tactical clarity, fully understanding what she needed to do to disrupt the defending champion's rhythm. After surviving the brutal opening set, Eala came out firing in the second, racing to a commanding 4-0 lead before calmly closing out the match and defeating the reigning Wimbledon champion. Analysts were full of praise for her performance, while also noting that her serve remains a one area with room for improvement. At times under pressure, her first serve speed dipped to around 69 miles per hour, but many believe that if she can consistently increase its pace and effectiveness, she has the potential to become a future Wimbledon champion and even break into the world's top 5. That is how highly experts now regard her talent. Instead of protecting her lead, Eala became even more aggressive as the match progressed. She attacked second serves, redirected pace with remarkable precision, and refused to give Iga Swiatek enough time to dictate rallies. Every successful point boosted her confidence, while placing even greater pressure on one of the biggest stars in women's tennis. Watching the match unfold felt like witnessing an athlete unlock an entirely new level of performance, except this was happening on one of the most prestigious courts in the sport. Meanwhile, the crowd continued to play a fascinating role in the story. British tennis fans have always admired players who compete with courage and determination, regardless of nationality. Alexandra Eala's relentless energy, positive body language, and fearless approach made her impossible not to support. The atmosphere inside center court became increasingly emotional, creating a surreal experience for a young woman who had grown up thousands of miles away dreaming of playing at Wimbledon. At times, it almost felt as though center court had adopted her as its own for the afternoon. Perhaps that is why so many viewers online joked that she was being treated like royalty. Every spectacular winner was met with thunderous applause, and with each passing game, the connection between Eala and the crowd only grew stronger. Every determined sprint earned admiration, and every smile seemed to generate even more support from the spectators, who sensed they might be witnessing one of the defining moments of the tournament. There was no need for dramatic theatrics because the tennis itself provided more than enough excitement. Earlier in the year, fans in Australia had already been lining up just for the chance to watch Alexandra Eala compete. Now, many believe the demand for tickets to her matches would only continue to grow. Those fortunate enough to see her before her breakthrough could consider themselves lucky, because from this point forward, she was destined for the tournament's biggest courts. Meanwhile, Iga Swiatek's defeat meant she would fall out of the world's top 5 after failing to defend the Wimbledon title she had won the previous year. Yet on this day, the spotlight belonged entirely to Alexandra Eala. She had reached the second week of Wimbledon, and fans across the Philippines were celebrating a historic achievement. As the second set unfolded, even seasoned commentators realized that history was within reach. Eala continued playing fearless, attacking tennis while refusing to let the enormity of the occasion overwhelm her. Instead of tightening under pressure, she appeared even more relaxed, embracing every challenge with remarkable confidence. Then came the closing games. Swiatek searched desperately for answers, but Eala continued asking even tougher questions with her relentless shot-making. Every aggressive return forced another difficult rally, and every confident serve carried her one step closer to history. The defending champion simply could not regain control as a young Filipina produced one fearless winner after another with extraordinary precision. When match point finally arrived, millions of viewers held their breath, realizing they were witnessing a moment that would be remembered for years to come. Moments later, it became official. Alexandra Eala had pulled off one of the biggest upsets of the Wimbledon championships, instantly transforming herself from a promising young talent into a global tennis headline. The celebrations inside center court were unforgettable, but what happened after the victory revealed even more about why tennis fans around the world have embraced Alexandra Eala. Her reaction off the court proved to be every bit as inspiring as the extraordinary performance that had just stunned Wimbledon. Alexandra Eala had just secured the biggest victory of her career. Yes, she had already defeated Iga Swiatek at the 2025 Miami tournament, but this triumph carried an entirely different level of significance. This time, she overcame Swiatek on center court at Wimbledon, the most prestigious stage in tennis, and she did it in spectacular fashion. It was one of the finest performances of her career, and many observers described it as the best match they had ever seen her play. Before the match, analysts believed the outcome would largely depend on first serve percentages, with both players needing to serve well to give themselves a chance. While Swiatek did not necessarily have a poor serving day, landing 68% of her first serves, the difference came on her second serve. She committed 5 double faults and won only 32% of those points, allowing Eala to seize control whenever the opportunity presented itself. The roar inside center court did not fade once the final handshake was over. If anything, it became even louder as thousands of spectators remained on their feet, applauding a performance that had completely transformed the tournament. Wimbledon has always celebrated greatness, but it also holds a deep respect for fearless challengers who refuse to be intimidated by reputation. Alexander Eala had earned that admiration through courage, composure, and extraordinary tennis. The standing ovation she received represented far more than appreciation for a single victory. It was recognition that the sport had witnessed the arrival of a remarkable new star on one of its grandest stages. It was recognition that a remarkable new chapter in tennis had just begun. As Alexander Eala gathered her belongings and acknowledged every corner of center court, the smile on her face reflected the emotions of millions of Filipinos watching from home. It was impossible not to appreciate how far she had come from the junior tournaments, where only a handful of spectators watched her compete. Her journey was never built on luck or overnight success. It was a result of years of disciplined training, countless hours refining every aspect of her game, and a courageous decision to leave home in pursuit of greater opportunities. Every sacrifice had led to this unforgettable moment on the sport's biggest stage. Commentators could not stop praising the extraordinary quality of the match, especially the opening set, which many described as one of the finest they had seen all tournament. The first set lasted well over an hour and featured relentless, high-quality rallies that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Although the second set had its own momentum swings, Alexander Eala remained composed and eventually closed out the victory in convincing fashion. Analysts celebrated her remarkable achievement, while also discussing Iga Swiatek's performance. Many pointed to her forehand as a significant weakness throughout the match, suggesting it affected both her confidence and her overall rhythm. Although there were brief moments when Swiatek appeared ready to mount a comeback, she was never truly able to regain control, as Eala continued dictating play with confidence and precision. Social media wasted absolutely no time joining the celebration. Within minutes of the match ending, timelines across multiple platforms were flooded with highlights of Eala's spectacular winners, emotional reactions from fans, and endless praise for her fearless performance. Even people who admitted they had never watched one of her matches before suddenly wanted to learn everything about the young Filipina, who had just defeated one of the biggest names in women's tennis. Some fans joked that Wimbledon had unofficially adopted Alexander Eala for the afternoon, because the center court crowd seemed determined to cheer every brilliant shot she produced. Others humorously suggested that British spectators were ready to grant her honorary citizenship after witnessing her fearless display on grass. Beneath the excitement and the jokes, however, the overwhelming attention reflected something much deeper than a single upset. It was a recognition that a genuine new star had arrived, inspiring tennis fans around the world with her courage, talent, and unwavering belief. Modern tennis has spent years searching for the next generation of players capable of challenging the sport's established stars, and Alexander Eala's performance offered an exciting glimpse of what that future could look like. She combined aggressive baseline tennis with outstanding court coverage, intelligent shot selection, and the composure of someone far more experienced than her age would suggest. Those qualities immediately convinced many analysts that her victory was not simply the result of one exceptional afternoon, but evidence of genuine long-term potential. By advancing, she continued making history, becoming the first Filipino singles player to reach the round of 16 at a Grand Slam, accomplishing the feat in spectacular fashion by defeating defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek 7-6, 6-2. The opening set alone lasted nearly 90 minutes and was widely praised as one of the highest quality matches of the tournament. Both players traded service breaks in a gripping battle filled with long rallies and dramatic momentum swings. Throughout the contest, Eala executed a clear tactical plan by relentlessly attacking Swiatek's second serve. It proved to be a brilliant strategy, as Swiatek struggled whenever she was rushed and denied time to set up her ground strokes. Alexander repeatedly stepped inside the baseline, applied constant pressure, and forced the defending champion into uncomfortable positions. As the match wore on, that pressure resulted in a number of uncharacteristic forehand errors from Swiatek, allowing Eala to maintain control and continue building confidence with every game. Naturally, defeating the defending champion also forced fans and analysts to rethink what might be possible for Alexandra Eala during the remainder of the tournament. Every Grand Slam produces unexpected stories, but performances of this magnitude have a way of changing expectations overnight. Suddenly, the conversation was no longer about whether she belonged on the biggest stage. It was about just how far her remarkable Wimbledon run could go. Yet very few victories carry enough significance to reshape an entire tournament draw. Suddenly, Alexandra Eala was no longer viewed as a pleasant surprise or an exciting underdog. She had become a legitimate contender capable of challenging any opponent, fortunate or unfortunate, enough to stand across the net. Unlike those who underestimated her before facing IGA Swiatek, very few observers were willing to make that mistake again. One extraordinary victory instantly created a new level of expectation. The conversation shifted almost overnight. Instead of asking whether Eala belonged at Wimbledon, people were now wondering just how far she could go. That dramatic change in perception reflected just how quickly her status had risen within the tennis world. Watching Alexandra Eala compete with such confidence against one of the sport's elite players also sent a powerful message to aspiring athletes everywhere. Dreams become far easier to believe when someone from your own part of the world turns them into reality. Analysts also pointed to the fascinating tactical battle that unfolded throughout the match. Although Eala has one of the slowest average second serve speeds among the WTA Tour's top 50 players, she still managed to win 55% of her second serve points while landing 62% of her first serves. Those numbers only tell part of the story. What truly separates Eala is her exceptional ability to return serve. Many experts consider her one of the very best second serve returners on the WTA Tour. Knowing that strength, Swiatek tried to place extra pressure on her own second serves, leading to 5 costly double faults as she attempted to avoid giving Eala comfortable return opportunities. Her victory also reminded longtime tennis fans why they continue falling in love with the sport year after year. Statistics can estimate probabilities, rankings can identify favorites, and experts can analyze every possible scenario. Yet none of those calculations can fully measure the confidence, courage, and determination that emerge when an athlete refuses to accept the expected outcome. Wimbledon has built its legendary reputation on moments exactly like this, where history quietly changes direction in front of a captivated audience while millions watch around the world. As analysts search for clues about whether Alexandra Eala's remarkable run still had another unforgettable chapter waiting to be written, one thing had already become unmistakably clear. Regardless of what happened in her next match, she had accomplished something far more meaningful than a single upset victory. Alexandra Eala had earned the respect of the tennis world, captured the hearts of Wimbledon spectators, and inspired countless young dreamers who now believe that even the sport's greatest stages are never be out of reach for those courageous enough to pursue them.